If you're sitting on a desk all day and you need a little break to stretch and strengthen, join me for this workout. You're not going to break out into sweat. However, I promise you will feel so much better after. We'll do a lot of spine mobilization, a little bit of strengthening for the core, and some stretching for the front of the legs. Okay. If you happen to have a belt, have that handy. You may or may not need it. So we start with the spine mobilization. For that, you come into all fours, cat and cow. Starting with the hips, raise your hips, drop your belly, lift your chest, looking forward. So back is arched, shoulders away from the ears, press the floor away from you. Then start to tuck your tailbone under, suck your belly in, round your lower, middle, and an upper back, and chin to chest last. And again, raise your hips, drop your belly, lift your chest, look forward, and then tuck your tailbone under. Start to round your back, chin to chest last. Combine it with some breathing. So on an inhale, you're arching. And on your exhale, you're rounding. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. One more each. Inhale. And exhale. Next inhale, come into neutral position. Tailbone long, ribs together. Draw some circles with your hips in one direction. Keep your shoulders where they are, above your wrist, and then go in the other direction. Neutral position, sternum drops. Keep your tailbone long, your ribs together, collapse into your sternum, and then press the floor away. And again, collapse. And press the floor away from you. Collapse and press. Two more. Collapse and press. One more. Collapse and press. Puppy stretch. Keep your hips above your knees. Walk your hands forward. And place your forehead down onto the mat. Your chest melts towards the mat. Hips stay above your knees. Reach through your fingertips. Maybe walk them forward a little bit more. If it's okay for your neck, you can bring your nose or your chin onto the mat, looking forward. Stay here for 3 more. 2 and 1. Slowly lift your hand, walk your hands back, round your back, chin to chest. Neutral position, tuck your toes under, lift your knees up and come into your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet a few times. And release both of your heels down. Shake your head, yes, no. Draw some circles with your nose, one direction and in the other direction. Come forward into a plank pose, slowly, slowly. Holding here, press the floor away from you. Neck is long, gaze is forward, ribs together, tailbone long, legs are straight. Bring your shoulders further forward, place your knees down, lower all the way onto your belly. Point your toes, come into a low cobra. Hold here. And then slowly lower down. And again, we're going to come up into a low cobra. This time lift your hands off your mat. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower down. Press yourself up. Come into a downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. And come forward into a plank and lower down your knees onto the mat. Take your right arm up towards the ceiling, reaching up through your fingertips, gaze is up as well. Thread the needle, bring your hand between your left wrist and your left knee. Come laying down on your side. So the shoulders down, head is down. You have your left hand next to your face. Press the hand down, elbows pointing upwards. Hold here for 3 more. 2 and 1. Come back up into all fours. Other side. Left arm up, so you're reaching up. It's not the easiest of twists. And threading through. Come laying on your side. Press your right palm down. Hold here for 3, 2 and 1. Come back into all fours. First side again. Raise your right arm up, reaching through. Come on your side. This time maybe your right arm can reach a little bit further away from you. Okay. And then optional, you can take your left arm all the way behind your back to reach the top of your right thigh. Hold here for 3 more. 2 and 1. Back to the center, into all fours. Other side, left arm up, threading through. Reach your left hand further away from you. And an optional, take your right arm up behind your back and catch the top of your left thigh. Hold here for 3, 2 and 1. Come back to the center into all fours. Cat and cow again. Inhale, raise your hips, drop your belly, lift your chest, and exhale, round. And again, inhale and exhale. Do a few more. You can never do too many cat and cows, especially if you're sitting on a desk all day. And then come into neutral position, back into your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. And then release both of your heels down. Come forward into a plank, holding your plank. Neck is long, ribs together, tailbone long. Spread your fingers, press the whole of the hand down. Bring your shoulders forward, knees down, lower all the way onto your belly. Make a pillow with your left hand. Reach behind you with your right hand. Keep your knees together for your right foot. Keep your thighs on the mat. Keep your hips on the mat. Pubic bone is pressing down. Glutes are engaged. And then pull the heel towards you. So the front of the legs, just think about it. If you're sitting all day, and the muscles, they will shorten, yeah? So this is a nice stretch you can do to counteract the damage we're doing with sitting all day. So switching sides, reach behind you, tailbone long, have your glutes engaged, heel comes towards your hips. And release. Roll your hips from side to side a few times. Place your hands next to your chest. Press yourself up and come into a downward facing dog. Pedal your feet. Then lower down your knees onto the mat. Lift up into a kneeling position. So your hips are above the knees. Bring your knees together. Root your tailbone down. Squeeze your glutes, squeeze your thighs. Take your hands behind you, fingers facing down for now. Move your elbows towards each other, then lift your chest up. Holding here for 3, 2 and 1. Release. Check out your arms. And we'll go a little bit deeper. This time the fingers are facing up. If that doesn't work for you, you go back to the first one. Elbows move towards each other. Set yourself up. Tailbone long, glutes engaged, thighs are squeezed. Lift your chest up. So as you can imagine, this is a perfect pose to counteract the hunching forward And release. Roll your shoulders backwards. Roll your shoulders forwards. And release. Bring your knees a little bit further apart. Tailbone long, ribs together. Place your palms together in front of your heart. So now we will stay one line from the crown of the head to the knees. Leaning back. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up. So this is now your core working, but also the front of your legs. You probably feel it more in the front of your legs. So we'll do that again. So you're leaning back. Try not to do a back bend here. This is strengthening, not stretching. Hold here. So go as far as you feel comfortable with a little challenge as well. And then slowly come up. And one more time. Leaning back. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up. Good. Draw some circles with your hips now. So you're bringing them over towards one side. You're brushing your heels, coming up. And then do 2 more in this direction. And another, 3 in the other direction. 2 and 3. Neutral position. Take your right foot forward. So bring it a little bit further forward if possible. Place your hands onto your thighs. Push the hips forward and down. Holding here for 3 more. 2 and 1. Lift up. Bring your foot further towards the right. Have your toes turned out. And again, push the hips forward and down, holding here. So watch what your knee is doing here. If you need some padding, you can maybe double up your mat if you don't have anything else at hand, yeah? And then slowly come up. Now from here, bring the foot back a little bit. So where your heels are, now your toes are going to be. And then push the hips forward and down again. Try and press the heel down towards the mat. So if you want to support yourself, you can also have your fingertips on the mat. So holding here, you may feel a stretch in your calves. And then come up. So come back into your kneeling position. Other side. So foot comes forward, toes face towards 12 o'clock. And push the hips forward and down. Place your hands on your thighs, holding here. And then come up. Turn the toes out and heel to the foot a little bit further to the left. Push the hips forward and down again. Hold here, chest and hips face forward. And then slowly come up. So where your heel now is, your toes are going to be. And again, push the hips forward and down. So this time, if you want to have your hands on the mat to support you, you can do that. And try and press your heel down. So preparing for our squat. There's always a squat. So feel the stretch, maybe in your heels, your ankles, on your calves. And then slowly come back up. Come back into your kneeling position. Bring your knees together. Squeeze your thighs. Tailbone long, ribs together. So you can place your hands on your lower back again. However, if you want to go a little bit deeper into your back bend, you have your toes tucked under and you do a camel pose. So either you're lifting your chest up, maybe you can start with that, and then you're reaching behind you, catching your heels, and lift a little bit more. So glutes are engaged. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up. Have your toes tucked under. If you don't have them tucked under already, place your hands on the mat in front of you. Keep your hips as high as you can, so not lowering them down. And place the crown of the head onto the mat as close towards
your knees as possible. Catch the outer edges of your feet and then lift your hips higher. Round your upper back, pull on the outer edges of your feet till you feel the stretch between your shoulder blades. For 3 more. 2 and 1. Release. Come back into all fours. Have your toes tucked under to lift into your downward facing dog. Pedal your feet a few times. Lower down your knees. Sit on your heels with the toes tucked under. Bring your little toes facing forward as well. Hold here and breathe. So this may be agony for some, for most. Hold here. So if it becomes unbearable, point your toes and place your hands onto your belly. Close your eyes, take an inhale and exhale. Inhale, belly and chest are rising. And exhale, they're sinking. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. 1 more, inhale. And exhale. And then gently blink your eyes open. So that's as much as I can take from having your toes tucked under. Come into all fours, point your toes. Bang out your feet, and we'll come into a seated position. We start sitting cross-legged. So it doesn't matter which leg is in front. Take your right hand next to you. Reach your left arm up. Take an inhale and an exhale. Lean over to the side. Stay grounded through your hips, holding here. Open your chest a little bit more. Reaching through your left fingertips and come back to the center, over to the other side. Reach up and over. Hold here for 3 more. 2 and 1. Come up. Now place your right forearm onto the mat. Take your left arm up and over again. Holding here. Open your chest a little bit more for 3, 2, and 1. Come up, other side. So place your forearm down, reach the other arm up and over. Hold here. Spin your chest open a little bit more for 3, 2, and 1. Come back up. We'll twist. Take your right hand onto the left knee. Other hand goes behind you. Lengthen and twist. Hold here. Then look behind you over your left shoulder. Relax both shoulders down. Twist a little bit more. Stay in your twist. Bring your gaze forward and over your right shoulder. For 3, 2, and 1. Release. Other side. So left hand on the right knee, right hand behind you, lengthen and twist. Keep lengthening. Shoulders stay relaxed. Gaze is behind you. Stay in your twist. Bring your gaze forward and over your left shoulder. And release. Place your hands onto your knees. Round your back, chin to chest. Belly button goes behind you. Yeah, so tuck your belly in. Relax the shoulders, arms straighten. So leaning backwards a bit. Slowly come back up. Interlace your hands behind you. Take an inhale and then on your exhale, fold forward. Take your arms with you over your head. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up. Bring your right knee facing forward. Left knee goes on top. Move your heel out of the way. Place your hands over your feet. Lift up, wiggle around. If this doesn't work for you, you simply cross your shins. Okay? Now, if you have a belt, you would have your belt over one of your shoulders. So it doesn't matter which arm you're starting with. So take one arm behind you, slide your hand up the spine, and reach the other arm up and over. So either you're now taking your belt. If you don't have a belt, you can take your fingers. Or if you can't reach that, you take your t-shirt. Hold here. Bring your elbow that's up in the air behind you a little bit. And then draw the other shoulder back. And fold forward. Hold here. For 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up and release. Switching legs. Heel moves away from you, lift up, wiggle around a little bit, and remember, you can do cross-legged instead. If you're using the belt, have your belt handy again. Take one arm behind you. Other arm comes up and over, so either take your fingers or take your belt or your t-shirt. Lift the elbow that's up in the air up behind you a little bit more, and then draw the other shoulder back. Folding forward and hold for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come back up and release. Move your belt out of the way. Relax your legs. Bring your heels close towards your hips. You can sit like this. Or you place your hands behind you. Come into your squatting position. Place your elbows against your inner thighs. Hold here. Press your palms. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Hold. And release. Come sitting down again. Come into a mermaid position. So bring both of your feet over towards your right. Place the sole of your left foot on top of your right thigh. Take your right hand next to you. Reach your left arm up. Inhale and then exhale. And then come up again. Side stretch to the other side. So reach up and over. Relax your shoulder down. Now bend your elbow backwards. We'll twist. So reach your right hand through between this little gap. Hold here. Reach a little bit more. And then lift your right hip up and go deeper. For 3, 2, and 1. Slowly ease out of the pose, elegantly through your side stretch, and then one more time, switching over towards the right. And then come up. Swing your legs around. Take your left hand next to you, right arm up, inhale, and exhale. Come into your side stretch. And then over to the other side. So stay light on your right hand, shoulder away from your ears. Bend the elbow backwards, reaching through. Hold here and reach a little bit further, lifting your left hip up. And release. Come into a cross-legged position, place your hands over your knees again, rounding your back. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Suck your belly in, chin towards chest. And lifting up. Place your hands next to you, place your feet flat on the mat. Extend your arms forward, inhale, and then exhale, leaning back. So hold here, and turn around. So hold here at a level that is accessible, but a little bit challenging. And then bring your arms over towards your right side, so you're twisting. So you can hold here for 10, or you do little pulses for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back through the center, over to the other side. And again, either you hold or you pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the center and then slowly come up. Sit upright and start to straighten out your legs. If you know you have tight hamstrings, you can keep your legs slightly bent. However, if possible, you have your legs straight. Hands are left and right of your hips. Take an inhale. And on your exhale, hinging from your hips, fold forward. Walk your hands forward a bit. Gaze your big toes. Holding here, feet are flexed. And then slowly come back up. Place your feet flat on the mat. Make sure you have space behind you. Extend your arms forward. Inhale. On your exhale, slowly, slowly, vertebra for vertebra, come lowering down onto your back. Bring your heels close towards your hips. Press your feet down. Raise up into your back bend. So bridge pose. So lift your hips up. You can stay here or you interlace your hands behind you. Once you have that, move your shoulders towards each other. Lift your hips as high as you can. Hold. And release. First your hands, then your shoulders, and then everything else, vertebra for vertebra if possible, and release. Bring your legs up towards the ceiling. Bring your feet a little bit apart. Draw some circles with your ankles in one direction and in the other direction. Take your arms up as well. Good. And release. Hug your knees into your chest. Roll from side to side a few times. And start to rock forwards and backwards until you are in a balancing pose. So we'll end up balancing on our tailbone. So rock, feet are off the mat. And then go back again. Come up, balancing. And again, rolling back. Coming up, one more, roll back, come up, cross your shins, come back into all fours. Rotate your right hand clockwise until your fingers facing towards you. Have a slight bend in your elbow. Press the heel of your hand down and release. Other side. Left hand anti-clockwise, fingers face towards your knees. Apply some pressure here. Have a bend in your elbows. And then come forward. Let's do both hands. So first the right, then the left. Bend your elbows slightly. And then maybe bring your hips towards your heels. Just a little bit. Till you feel the stretch in your wrist. Yeah? But make sure you're not locking your elbows, especially if you're hypermobile in your elbow joints. And then come forward again. Bring your fingers facing forward. And then flip your hand until the palm is facing up and the finger faces towards you. And release, other side. And release. Come back into a seated position. Interlace your hands, extend your arms forward. Draw 3 big circles with the shoulders backwards. So make your circles as big as you can. And then go in the other direction for 1, 2, and 3. And release. Bring your chin towards your chest. Draw some big circles with your head in one direction. So going to the side, going back to the other side. Chin to chest again. Do a couple more here. And I go in the other direction. Keep your shoulders relaxed as you do that. And I'm back into neutral position. So I'm a little bit dizzy. Release your hands onto your knees. And to finish, we'll do a short breathing exercise. So it's called box breathing. What we'll do is we take an inhale for 4, we hold the breath in for 4, exhale 4, and hold the breath out for 4. Yeah, you ready? Okay, so take an inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold out, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold out, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, 4, 3, 2, 1, exhale, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to your normal breathing. Eyes are closed. Sit here for a moment. Place your palms together in front of your heart. Gently blink your eyes open. Thank you very much. Namaste. Thank you. Back to work now. Oh, I hope I didn't fuck that up.